I've been buying generators for 20 years, and I've made every mistake you can imagine, spending hundreds on junk that dies at the worst possible moment. Today I'm showing you the generator that actually works quietly, reliably, and without breaking the bank. One of my favorite things about spring, of course, is coming up to the cabin and watching all this snow melt. But today I want to talk about something really important, and I've touched on this in a number of my videos, but it's the importance of having a good, dependable generator. Now, choose your weapon, but I've been using a gas generator for years. I know there's other fuel types available, but I just need a small generator to top up my batteries when they need topping up, to run my small air conditioner every once in a while, and sometimes for my power tools I need a little bit of extra power. And the best generator that you can get in this class is the Honda 2200i. I've been using generators for close to 20 years. I made a big mistake when I first started. I picked up a cheap generator, one of the cheapest that I could find. And why did I do that? Because I had empty pockets. What I could afford at the time was a small generator from Walmart. It was also a 2000 watt generator. That lasted me for a few years, surprisingly. I used that for 6 or 7 years, and then it died on me. In fact, I actually sent it over to my neighbor, Rick. We were standing in his garage, and he says, "You know, Clever Joe, if you ever lost this spring, oh, you would be..." And then just as he, said the F word, this spring, just like in slow motion, went boom, 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 boom. Never found it. And he was right. That generator never worked again. So at that point, I needed a new one. What did I get? I got a Champion generator, another 2000 watt generator. You can see the theme here. I like small, I like quiet, and I don't have big power needs. Now, you do need to maintain these things, of course. Anytime you buy a piece of power equipment, it's all exciting, yay, and then eventually it's gonna break. You're gonna have to learn to maintain it if you don't wanna just be shelling out bucks for it to be serviced by somebody else. But you also want something that is not going to break all the time on you, and I can tell you that this is what you wanna get. Very energy efficient in that eco mode, and so quiet too. It's already quiet when you're using it in standard mode, but when you turn it down to eco, you cannot hear it inside the cabin. Now here's another Honda. This thing is classic. This is a 5000 watt generator. This is a beast. I bought this as a backup for my smaller generators. I mainly wanted to use it to power my wood splitter. The 2000 watt generator was not big enough. This thing powered it, no problem at all. What changed for me was that I realized how much I like splitting wood. And with my little wood splitter, it saved effort for sure, but it didn't save a lot of time. So I like getting exercise and splitting my own wood, but this thing did its job. It's a beast, so I've got it on this cart, this wheeled cart dolly, so I could cart it around as needed. But this is a bit of an overkill for me anyways. You may want to pick up a 5000 watt generator in this size. They're actually cheaper than 2000 watt portable generators, and they have their use for power outages. The big thing with any kind of generator is you got to make sure you're using it.
Tastes good as fresh perked.
Any equipment does not like just sitting around, and especially generators. You don't want it to be sitting around with old gas in it. People who leave them sitting for a few months and don't use them, you're going to have issues when you try to start them up again. You'll probably have to bring it in for servicing, or if you're brave enough, figure out how to clean a carburetor yourself. It's not that fun.
Want anything special for your birthday?
Just a decent cup of coffee.
Let's talk about what generator not to buy. Just like this inverter, which is not a pure sine wave inverter, you don't want to buy a non-inverter generator. Don't do it. What is an inverter generator? It supplies you clean power. This supplies you dirty power. This supplies you clean power. The Honda 2200i, the I stands for inverter. So I know that a lot of you are still using your old generators, they're still working for you fine, and you say, geez. And I've seen them in the comments. You said, I've been using my generator for years, non-inverter, and no issues. For anyone who's investing in a new generator, don't listen to those guys. Pay the extra couple $100 and buy yourself an inverter generator. For what it's worth, I get it. If you're using it and it works, I'm a big fan of the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. So if it works for you, that's great. What I'm suggesting is if you're buying a new one, do yourself a favor, buy the right one. I have a few solar panels that help top up my power, but I am so surrounded by trees up here that I don't depend on solar. I've always depended on a generator, and that's why it's my most important tool. It just becomes habit for me to run the generator for an hour or two every couple of nights as needed. These days I have enough power up here actually that I can go more than a few nights without having to top them up, which is great. But having something that is portable and quiet and dependable. Those are three huge items on my checklist. The Honda checks all of those easily. I'm not sponsored by Honda. I am telling you my real world experience in hopes that it helps you save some money in the long run. It is an investment. After 20 years, what did I do wrong? I didn't buy the Honda first. I'm happy to hear from you though. Leave me a comment, subscribe, like the video if you found it was helpful. Cheers, happy off-gridding.
Honey, their coffee can't hold a candle to yours.